Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this world. All of my cuyas and my ates out there, mis hermanos y mis hermanas, ¿cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo está? Kaktila, kifhalik, and simply, how you doing? What's going on? Peace. We're getting into this very, very simple pose right here. It's a very, very simple pose that you can do. Just sitting with your legs crossed and opening up your hips. This here is going to be an excellent stretch to open up the hips, especially if you've developed tightness along the spine, whether it's the lower, mid, or upper spine, and as well your external rotation on your hips. You may have a problem getting into this pose if you have tightness in the quads or the IT band as well. What you see me doing here is just simply rotating and trying to keep a long spine at the base of my spine, trying to sit tall, keeping my chest forward. And also, I have my hand on the foot as a lever and pulling the foot either back or forward, depending on my level of flexibility for either leg. Just making sure that the foot stays straight and that it's not exactly pointed. I want for my foot to be straight so that I get a true measure of how well my hip flexibility on the external rotation is. Okay? Now, just to explain a bit, when I was younger as a kid, I had great hip flexibility, as I'm sure most of us had excellent flexibility along the spine and hips as we were kids. But what I did was neglected sitting in this pose throughout my teenage years going into my 20s. And then when I tried to revisit these positions right here, or this particular position, I had difficulty and it was very frustrating. So what I did, especially within the last year, 2 years, was really take this here simple position, the simple seated position. I began to take it more seriously, and I found ways to make adjustments to hit some very deep hip muscles and very tight muscles in here. As you can see, I'm just putting my hand there just to kind of position it, just to flatten out the foot, okay? So that I get a true rotation, so that the ankle and everything and the knee as well as the hip are falling outward the way that I want for it to go. Now I have one leg extended, and this is giving me a good stretch in the hamstring. I'm trying to keep my toes back, and I don't want to reach forward and give an untrue rendering of this stretch by arching the spine. So what I'm doing is keeping the spine nice and long, either leaning to the back, rotating to the left or right. You are free to move around and try to get a feel for your body in this position, okay? Wiggling around, you can wiggle, you can twist, you can rotate, and all while you're doing these variations in different phases of move, you want to make sure that you are breathing and not holding your breath, because once the breath becomes stagnant, then of course your body will become stagnant. It will follow the pattern of your breathing. If your breathing becomes very loose or very agitated or very rigid, or your breathing becomes extremely rapid, more than likely your body and its fluidity will take on the nature of your breath. So you want to make sure that you're controlling the breath. All right, so I'm still here in this position with one leg bent out to the side and rotated out. And what I'm doing is feeling for tightness along my spine. I'm feeling for any misalignment or any arches that may be in the vertebra of my back. And I'm making sure that I'm sitting nice and tall, reaching forward again, Good. And though I may not be going completely down with my chest forward to my thigh, when I lean forward, that's okay, because we're going for our, what I would say, true range of motion. Okay? If you see me repeating moves such as this right here, it's because I'm getting my body accustomed to these certain twists. Whenever I feel a area of tightness, I kind of move in a small arc of motion so that my hips, my thighs get used to it. And in a sense, what I'm telling my body is that it's okay to go in this move. And then through muscle memory, I'll be able to get into those positions much easier. You see, I'm cranking my foot here so that it maintains a good structure, a good position in relationship to my shin, in relationship to my femoral bone. I heard the bird singing up above my head. It was a hawk, man. Yeah, that felt really good to hear that cry of the hawk. Yeah, good stuff. So whenever you get a chance, as often as you can, get outdoors, get yourself something soft, a cushioned, a cover blanket, even if you have a coat or jacket. I didn't feel like going in back into the house and grabbing a blanket, so what I did was just simply took my shirt and the hoodie that I was wearing and folded it, and that's what I'm sitting on right there, just to give a little cushion for my ankle that's there on this hard surface. Okay. Good. So really get in tune with your body. Now I'm placing my hands together and trying to lift my sternum up, and just to make sure that I'm getting proper positioning in my back and that my spine is staying nice, long, and fluid. Okay. Remember, your true age is in the spine. Okay. So you may be 25, but your spine might be 65. So I urge you to take good care of your spine, and the best way to test the spine is by putting it in these various positions. And in this simple pose, you can test and gauge a lot of your spine's true flexibility, you guys. I'm keeping this video short. I'll see you next time. Love you all. Your boy KG is about to get some good lunch, and I'll see you later. Peace.